Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This article comes as no surprise to me for two reasons. One, because it's Germany, and that's a particular case. And secondly, is because I think this war in Ukraine showed us, I think, the facade of the so-called defense ministry, or how do you call it, the Department of Defense of the big muscled countries. And I'm using United States of America, I'm using France, I'm using Great Britain, and Germany in general. And I will also use other weasel countries, not that the first ones I mentioned are not weasels, everyone but United States of America, because United States of America is the conductor. Everybody else is the bottom feeder that plays what the conductor tells them. You know, shut the hell up, now you play the violins, now you play, that, and you play the harp, and you play that, now you stop here, and so on. Remember. So here we have a situation where Berlin says something that we all knew, but to come and say it like that is like, so now what am I to do? Cry you a river, or what am I to do? I'm going to cry you nothing. I'm not going to cry anything, because you had this situation since 1945. And now, mind you, is 2023. A little bit, I don't know, about 60, 70, 80 some years already. So, no, about 80 years, no, I'm not going to cry you a river. So let's see what's going on here with these weasels. This article comes from Al Mayadeen from March 1st, 2023. Berlin has no armed forces capable of defending the country. Pistorius. Didn't you know that, my friends? I knew that. I knew that. He knew it. But why is he saying it right now? Because he probably is promoted by some military industrial complex interest and arms manufacturing corporations. So he's saying, hey guys, actually, we don't have even underwears on. Everybody is taking turns. And what are we going to do? I think that's a moment of this kind. He's not going to change anything for the benefit of Germany, but for the big interests that probably promote him. After pushing for a rapid resolution on Leopard tanks deliveries for Ukraine, the German defense minister now drops a bombshell, admitting that the German military is capable of protecting the country. Is incapable of protecting the country. So what does that mean? Please give us more money to the budget, defense budget, right? Defense, and then we're gonna give it to arms manufacturers that were supplying us with weapons before, but somehow we don't have any. Germany's new defense minister, Boris, a lot of Borises, man. Boris Becker, Boris Johnson, Boris Pistorius, Boris Biden, Boris Kamala. What the hell is going on here? The new German defense, I think I'm going to call myself Emil Boris Kosman. I mean, just to be, it seems like it's a trend here. I'm going to switch it from Gigi to Boris now. The new German defense minister, Boris Pistorius, confessed that the German army is incapable of protecting the country in the event of war due to a dearth of manpower and inadequate infrastructure. And who got you to this point? Just yesterday you realized that? And hey, war against whom? I think you still can kick, I don't know, Albania's ass. But I don't think you would be able to kick, I don't know, US's or Russia's ass, if that's what you mean. And it seems like you're almost in the same boat as the UK, because they said the same thing, that they will last only 4 days or something like that in case of a war. What is this? You got what, $50 billion in, or 70 now, I think? I can't remember. No, 50, 60 billion pounds in defense budget. Where's that money going to? Get your personal fat and those fancy pushers and paper maneuvering and bureaucracy standing? Yeah. And maneuver armies left and right with old trucks. And we're doing some military drills. With what? Incapable of sending weapons to Ukraine. Oh, we're depleted. Oh, okay. How many, how do you call those? How many armored vehicles did you send? How many airplanes? How many tanks? 20, 30, what the hell? 14? What is that? What is that number? when the Russians are dealing with thousands. Anyway, Pistorius made his striking remarks. Striking for whom? For tards. At the Congress of the Social Democratic Party of Germany on Monday. And I'm quoting, "We have no armed forces that are able to protect us." It's okay. You have 70,000 at least American troops, now more, on your territory. They will protect you because they're your friends from an offensive and brutal war. Offensive by whom again? And you got the Americans, right? The minister advised that Berlin should invest more, invest meaning money, right, in the modernization of its army, strengthening the country, stressing that the country has to fulfill its obligations toward other members of NATO in reference to sending lethal weapon to Ukraine. Upon taking office in late January, Pistorius promptly and vehemently pushed for a rapid resolution on Leopard tanks deliveries for Ukraine. Scholz did in fact lean to the US demands a few days later. Weak. Pistorius is now at the forefront of German efforts to persuade other countries to contribute tanks to Ukraine, with the first German Leopards expected to arrive as soon as next month. How many did you deliver, Germany? I think you have about 170 or something, out of which about 80 were functional. 80 tanks, that's 80 strikes, 80 drones. $5,000 drone will destroy a multi-million tank. Psst. All right, meanwhile, his honeymoon is over at home, where he is reportedly suffering from numerous challenges surrounding the German army that is ironically supplying Ukraine with weapons it doesn't possess. It's okay, borrow money, give those friends contracts, and they will make how many weapons you want. And that's the way you're going to have a manufacturing sector, because everything else is going to be done in China. He also admitted that it is necessary to make up for the shortages in Germany amid military supplies to Ukraine. What does it mean, make up? It doesn't mean what I think it means. That's put up, I think. Right? Put up, is that what it is? From the movie Idiocracy. That's when I learned that word. That's beautiful American expression. So make up. That means gotta get more money to build more stuff with suppliers. Earlier this week, Armin Paperger. What the hell is that? Wow, is that a German? Paperger? Paperger. Hey, excuse me. Yes, Mr. Paperger is here to see you. Who, Armin? No, Mr. Paperger. Okay, or Peppergear. The head of Rheinmetall. Now we know who we are. This is our Raytheon. This is our Lockheed Martin. Remember this name. Rheinmetall. So Rheinmetall. Because Rheinmetall. Germany's weapons and military equipment manufacturer stated that by delivering to Ukraine 2 anti-aircraft systems covering Berlin, Germany jeopardized the security of its capital, adding that the country would be incapable of self-defense without US assistance. You can't make shit up. Man, I'm on these guys, believe me. I know exactly what's going on over there without, being too arrogant. I am arrogant, but not, sometimes I'm too much, but it's okay. Right now, I don't think I am, because I know what's going on over here. Do you tell me that Germany gave Ukraine the only 2 aircraft systems covering Berlin to Ukraine? Are you crazy? Why don't you give Hamburgs? Or I don't know, Münchens, because they don't have any. Or why not Bonn? Why not Stuttgart? Many others, Dresden. I can go on and on. Köln. How about that? Kiel? No? Yeah, because they don't have it. They give it the capitals. Why? To make it like, guys, we don't even have it for the capital. Can you believe that? Oh my God. So you had to? I used to cry of anger when I was a boy. That's how angry I would get. And sometimes I feel as an adult to cry of anger when I hear this kind of, how should I put it, in your face robbery. That's what it is. These guys really think that we are tards. But for good reason, because it's a big mass over there. So Germany had to send it to Ukraine. We don't have any. Hey, Rheinmetall. Ja. Wo bist du? Ich bin hier. Yes. Sprechen Sie mit mir jetzt? Yes, yes, I will. Ein bisschen, just a little bit. Come on. Ein bisschen of Geld. All right? It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. They're going to call these guys to produce, and where do they get the money? They just borrow the borrowed money. It's so again, you got a country imposes sanctions on those, but they impose on them. Inflation is high, unemployment is high, energy, because of the sanctions, price increases. The government borrows money to subsidize the population from not paying this much energy. That money is going to be paid by the population with interest in the future. They supposedly had an army, which they don't, sent 2 batteries to Ukraine. They don't have any more to defend the capital, supposedly 2 batteries. And now they call Rheinmetall and say, excuse me, yes, Entschuldigung, can I have a conversation with you? Yes, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give me some. Really, and how are you going to pay for that? Again, more money borrowed. The energy company makes a kill. These guys are enjoying themselves. Who wants the war to end? None of these guys. None of the politicians who are still in power, and they're very important, especially the military. Are very important right now. All of a sudden, they're all important. They were not before. When it's a war, they're all important. Whereas now, war. Anyway, and believe me, they have egos. Why? Because they have ranks. When you have rank, you boss everybody around below you. So you're used to bossing people around. You're a little bit of a weasel with this guy and with that guy. Once you go higher and higher, there's no one else. So you're the boss. You're God. Everywhere you go, you order. It's not like the politicians. They have to argue with you or bring evidence or use reason, intelligence. They tell you what to do, and you do it. And he knows you're going to do it because it's an order. That's military. So insubordination, jail, boom, court-martialed. So, and these guys all of a sudden become important. All these military from NATO, United States. What do you think? Do you think they want to be left alone? No, they feel alive now. They feel important because they think they are important. Without a war, they just play cards. You're still there, baby doll? Yeah, you're doing a good job. Pam, 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 pam. Tequilas and some, how do you call those? Cigars. That's what they do. And boss people around. Yeah, my friends. And look, do you think these guys want the war to end? Do you think the arms manufacturing companies want the war to end? Do you think the banking system wants? They're waiting to invest, to reconstruct, to help us. It's unbelievable, man. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.